video on Star Wars fans overreacting. Can you please make sure to include Slave One removed from Lego? Everyone on Twitter is making a big deal over it.
What's going on, everybody? Good to see you, Stuart. Thank you so much. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Make sure everything is good to go with my volume, my levels. Hope everybody is having a good start to their week. I haven't streamed in, like a week and a half or so? Maybe it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it's been a while. So let's shoot the shit. Let's hang out, man. I will be here for 30 minutes. That's what I'm shooting for. My daughter just went down for a nap. So, perfect. I should have made some coffee, but perfect little afternoon. It's kind of sprinkling outside. Yeah, let's just hang out for 30 minutes, man. What's going on? What's on your mind? I see Eli. I see a lot of familiar faces. Good to see everybody. Stuart and Sully. Carter, Green Lantern, Static Senate. Welcome, guys. And Stuart and Caleb, thank you guys so much for the first super chats and channel support of the stream. Before we get into those, I'm hoping to get my first video in like months out this week. I don't know if it'll happen. A lot of stuff like finals and things like that going on with school. Yeah, it's a weird schedule and whatnot. But hoping to get that video out. It's not topical at all. My videos are rarely topical. It's a video about the Phantom Menace. It's basically just a trip down memory lane for me, as most of my videos are. I would think that like the majority of my videos, if you look at them as a whole, I would be willing to bet that 75% of the videos that I make are not topical whatsoever. That's probably my guess. Could be wrong, but that's the way it feels like. Anyway, Stuart and Caleb and Tommy, thank you guys so much for the channel supports, guys. Stuart actually mentions a video idea that I've had on my plate for a long time. Just never got around to making it. Eventually I will. I've made like things about fan overreactions over the years, but nothing like a complete cohesive, like, here you go 20-minute video about a bunch of dumb shit that fans have complained or bitched and moaned or overreacted to. You know, the perfect example to me is, and some of you guys might not even remember this, but like when Solo was coming out and there were movie posters for Solo that were online. Some of them did not have blasters in the posters. And a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of reactionary type of people who don't think before they post, don't look into things before, they make a reaction video out of everything has to be a fucking like instant reaction video, right? Nobody has time to breathe. Everybody wants to get those instant bucks. And then like a day later, it comes out that these posters are actually from Brazil. And it had nothing to do with like some kind of like anti-gun political agenda. These were Brazil posters, and Brazil decided they didn't want blasters on it. So like that's the kind of example that Stuart's talking about here. I'll read Stuart's super chat. Stuart says, when making your video on Star Wars fans overreacting, can you please make sure to include Slave One removed from Lego? Everyone on Twitter is making a big deal over it. Yeah, it's just the newest thing that I mean, I did see that a little bit this morning. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole. I'm sure it's fallen on cultural war lines like everything does on the internet, right? Bunch of people mad that a name is being changed on fucking Lego. Meanwhile, I guarantee if I go to like Wikipedia or follow any kind of canonical thing since the acquisition of the franchise, Slave One is still the name of the ship. Like, anything that people can bitch and moan about, the most minute, meaningless, non-issue shit, people will find a way to monetize on the outrage, right? Like, does anybody really give a fuck? Does anybody really give a fuck? Just, I don't know, man. Like, once again, it embarrasses me. Like, it's been kind of nice, stepping away from YouTube a little bit over this past year. And just because there is so much dumb overreacting and just, yeah, man, it's like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So it's fucking dumb. I don't know. it's without a doubt perpetuated and just kind of like egged on by the like the digital monetization of outrage, right? I mean, most issues that people, I mean, man, there's some people out there who write a million articles about the same dumb shit, post a million articles about it, or videos about an actress, like just non-issues, right? It's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. Anyway. Anyway, man, I appreciate that, Sword. Eventually I'll get around to making that. See, that type of video, that video idea that's been kind of in the video bank for a long time is right up my alley. It's just a matter of me, you know, pulling the trigger and want to make it, you know. But anyway, that's just me. Caleb Kemp, hello there, right back at you, Caleb. Hope you are doing well. Caleb Kemp says hello there, as always, General Kenobi. I hope you're doing well, man. I've been meaning to play some Battlefront 2. I actually was going to do it a couple weeks ago, but something came up and I wasn't able to stream it all that week. But if you want to jump in on Battlefront 2, maybe within the next week or so, maybe next week would be better. If you are on when I'm on, I might be sending you a game request if you want to jump in. I haven't played that game in a very, very long time. Anyway, I appreciate that, Caleb. And Tommy, good to see you, man. Tommy Solano Sawstack. Hope you're doing well. Tommy says, hey, Greedo, how are you? I wish I could make more streams. Hope the firefighter gig is going good. May the force be with you. I appreciate that, man. Oh, I was going to mention today is actually, I only bring this up because you mentioned the firefighter gig, but today is actually my 10-year anniversary of being out of the military, which is crazy. 10 years to the day. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that's like such a huge pivotal milestone, like a place marker in the timeline of my life, and to think that it's already 10 years gone is weird. Time is moving fast, man. It is crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so the reason I mentioned that is because I feel like, you know, as much as I miss that world. Yeah, happy DD214 day. There you go, man. I've never heard it put that way. Nice. But yeah, as much as I miss, you know, military life and the camaraderie and all that stuff, I feel like the firefighter gig is filling that void perfectly. That's one of the reasons that I got into this, is because I did miss like being a part of something larger than myself, you know, and the camaraderie and whatnot, and the goofing around as well. But yeah, man. Anyway, Tommy, it's going well. It's going good. Really enjoying it. Yeah, I wish I could do more streams, man. You say you wish you could make more streams, but like, I don't really do much on the channel other than stream a few times a month nowadays. I would say that in the next 8 months, it's probably going to be about the same. Once we get into the new year, I'm thinking that I might have some more time to devote to making videos and streaming. Possibly. We'll have to see. Don't know how the schedule will be fully. It is 24 on, 48 off. But I don't know. I can't promise anything right now, but I would like to think that I'll have some time to make more videos, because I miss it. I do miss making videos, you know. Anyway, I appreciate that, Tommy. Cheers, man. I need to post something about the 10-year anniversary, because it still fucks with my brain. 10 years ago I was 25. And I was getting out of the military, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I basically lived off of deployment money for like 6 months. I would say I probably lived off of deployment money for 6 months. I had just gotten out of the service. I had just got a good chunk of change because I just got off a deployment. It was like, I got off a deployment, and then the next week I was out. I got out. About a month. But like I had saved up a ton of money. Eli, I'm sure you know how it is. Saved up a ton of money on deployment, and I literally just lived off of that for 6 months. It was pretty glorious. But yeah. Anyway. And Steven Siller, good to see you, man. Steven says, hey, HG, happy Monday, my dude. Stuck between miniature painting and model kit building before a date. Cast your vote. Also, any tips for building cardio? Miniature painting and model kit building. Ooh, I don't think I would personally have the patience for painting miniatures. The few times that I've attempted to like paint on canvas or something like that, I don't have patience to paint on canvas. Now, I've always enjoyed drawing, ink or even pencil. I've always enjoyed that. But I used to be good at it. I haven't done that in a long time. But like when it comes to painting, dude, I don't have patience for it. I don't know. I don't know how to mix colors. I don't know. I don't have the patience for it. It's a mess. I don't know what to do with my palette of paint. It just becomes a big blob of mixed colors, and I don't know what to do with it. But model building would be fun. I could see myself doing that. Maybe it would be less paint here and there. Maybe it would be more paint by colors. I have no idea how it works, but I'm going to vote model kit building. Model kit building. That's my vote. I used to, like, back in the day, I would say like elementary school or middle school, I put together a few like model cars. I remember buying some with my dad back in the day and having some model cars like in my closet in boxes. I remember doing that. But that's a long time ago, 25 years ago, maybe longer than that. But yeah, that's my. I don't know what you're building, but I think I would personally have more patience for the model kit. But yeah, man. And tips on building cardio. Yeah. So to me, I'll tell you what I did. About a year and a half ago. Well, yeah, I'll call it a year and a half ago. I've always enjoyed running, so maybe it's mind over matter. I've always enjoyed it, but about a year and a half ago, I really, really started running heavily. I got my time to sub 30 per mile. I'm 35. That's pretty goddamn good. If I was just running 1 mile, I could get way less than that. But I always run 4 miles. 4 miles at a sub 7:30 pace. Now, I didn't start that way. And that's my point. You just, the biggest thing is getting out there, right? The biggest tip, the biggest trick is just getting your ass out there. For me, I never ran less than 4 miles. So like even when I started running, I had the same route. I had the same 4-mile route then when I was at like a 10:30 pace as I do now at a sub 7:30 pace. Do you know what I mean? Like I never increased the distance. I started with a 4-minute time slot and just kind of worked in that distance, or yeah, that 4-mile distance rather. And I worked in that distance and I basically saw my time reduce in that distance. Does that make sense? That's what I would recommend, man. It doesn't have to be 4 miles, but I would recommend, like, even if it's just 2 miles, right? Get out there. Well, here's another thing. This is just how my brain works, man. Like, so, I thought about doing 2 miles instead of 4, but then I thought to myself, like, what's another, 15, 20 minutes? I'm out there exercising, right? Just push it to 4. What's another 15, 20 minutes? You know what I mean? That's kind of where my brain went. Yeah, like if I'm doing it, I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to fucking do it, right? So that's what I would recommend. Setting a distance first and working within that distance and seeing how your pace goes within that distance over a period of a few months, you know. But yeah, that's my recommendation. That's what worked for me. Also, I got an exercise bike. Me and my wife did a few weeks ago. Love it. I use it a lot. I actually use it more now than I do running. I'm sure that'll fade away. I'm sure I'll go equal again. But like, it's just so convenient. You know, when my daughter goes down for a nap, and if I want to get some cardio, and I can just go do a 30-minute live lesson on my bike and burn like 450 calories riding hills. You know what I mean? It's pretty great. But anyway, cheers, man. Get at it. Nathan Pelka, Boba Bricks, and Mr. Moriarty, thank you guys so much. Nathan says, hello, Greedo. I'm 19 and for the first time going to go on vacation, specifically to Galaxy's Edge with my 5-year-old niece. It sounds corny, but I'm not corny at all, man. Hell yeah. That's the first time ever you're going on vacation? Damn. I hope it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be an absolute blast. Is it just the two of you? Or is it a family thing? But what a fun experience. Soak it in, man. I don't know if she'll be able to go on like Rise of the Resistance, but because there is a height limit. I'm sure she's tall enough. 5 years old. I'm sure she's tall enough. But like, I would recommend, and I'm sure you've looked into this, but like recommend looking into how to get a spot saved for Rise of the Resistance. I've never done it, but apparently, now don't take my word for this, look this up, but I think you have to be inside of the park and on your phone to save a spot on Rise of the Resistance, like get into a digital queue. Somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. It's either that or you just have to be on the app, like even in your hotel or whatnot, to save a spot. Either way, I heard it's pretty tough to get a spot. But dude, that's exciting, man. Oh, more family too. That'll be good. That'll be a good time. That'll be a really good time. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat. Are you going to Disney World or Disneyland? Florida or California? Florida or California? So like, I've been to Disneyland once out in California, and I think that was in 2019. No, 2018. I think. No, it was 2019. Yeah, 2019. I went out there for EA Play. EA flew me and some other YouTubers out there to play Jedi Fallen Order, and then they took us to Galaxy's Edge. It was fun. First time I've ever been out to California. First time I've ever been to Disneyland. Oh, nice. Florida. Good. And I will say, like, I grew up going to Disney World in Florida. I only lived 2 hours away from Disney World. Even before that, I lived in Atlanta, so like 8 hours away from Disney World in Atlanta. It's not a bad drive, right? So we went there all the time, used to have season passes. To me, and I'm sure there's some like people that will adamantly disagree with me, but to me, there is no contest between Disney World and Disneyland. Disney World is, to me, I mean, obviously it's way bigger, I think. I think it's way better too. Now fight me. Disneyland was the first, so I mean, it kind of goes without saying that. My favorite coffee at Starbucks, I usually just go with, what is it called? Pike's Place? No room. So Pike's Place Black, or whatever dark roast they have. I drink my coffee black, and that's just the way it is. Boba Bricks, Mr. Moriarty, Reflex, and Oscar, thank you guys so much. Boba says, any studying/learning advice you learned recently? No, not recently. I mean, the things I'm not good at studying. I'm not good at, I don't know how to put this. I'm not good at studying, man. I feel like whenever I study, I always end up like studying the wrong thing, or I don't really know how to put this. I end up studying like a section too much and kind of neglecting other things that I should be studying. You know what I mean? I don't know how to study a bunch of pieces, if that makes sense. I always end up like focusing on something. I don't know how to explain it. That was the case with like when I was going through my EMT class. You know, it was like 5 months long, and I had to study a lot. It was pretty intense with book work and whatnot. And I always found that like I made a ton of flashcards, note cards, and stuff like that, and 90% of what I wrote down did not matter whatsoever. So like I just always felt like I wasted time, you know. I always felt like I wasted time, but I passed. So maybe that's how you're supposed to study. I have no idea. Me too, Boba. Me too. I'm not good at tests like that either. At least I say I'm not. You know, I usually do pretty decent on them. But they're always nerve-wracking. They're always nerve-wracking for sure. But the biggest advice that I can give, and it's not much advice at all, is that don't wait to the last minute, at least for me. And it took years for me to really figure out or have the discipline, you know, to sit down and your EMT was only 8 weeks? God damn, Zach. How often did you go? I'm curious. We went 3 days a week. Only 8 weeks. Damn. Must have gone a lot more than us. And what was I? So yeah, for me, Boba, it's like eventually I just realized that I needed to buckle down and have some discipline and actually focus on stuff, right? That's the biggest thing, is like no distractions. The only distraction that I ever had whenever I studied for my EMT, and I don't do much studying for fire school. It's mostly just kind of like, you know, learning how to navigate mazes and pitch black areas and smash windows and vent buildings and stuff. There is book work every couple quizzes and tests a week, but it's nothing like EMT in that regard. But anyway, yeah, discipline, sit down and do it. The only distraction that I had in my head was, I listened to a lot of that, Lo-Fi Girl YouTube channel, Lo-Fi Hip Hop Beats to Study Relax to playlist or whatever. Just because I like having something in my head when I'm studying, but that's just me. Anyway. I appreciate it, Boba. Best of luck, man. And Mr. Moriarty, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I don't know if you meant to type a message in there, or if you wanted to be a silent supporter, but I appreciate it all the same, man. Cheers, man. I appreciate that, Mr. Moriarty. Reflex, Oscar, and Oscar. Thanks, guys. Let me see what Zach was talking about. Zach said, I had class 4 days a week, 3 hours lectures every night for 6 weeks. Last 2 weeks were in-person skills and NREMT training. Then came the cognitive. Interesting. Okay. We had 3 days a week. It was basically 4 hours of lecture, or 8 hours of 4 hours of lecture, and then another 4 hour of lecture for the second day, and then the third day was an 8 hour lab day where we got hands-on with skills and stuff like that. But yeah, I took my NREMT middle of May, and it was tough. I got out of that class, or I got out of that test rather, just like, I was like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna pass that. There's no way I passed that. But I passed it first try. It was really tough. Like, I don't know how yours was, but I had a lot of cardiac questions, and a lot of structure of the heart questions, which is interesting. But yeah, the way the EMT, the national EMT test works is that it kind of learns as you go. So if you are doing shitty in, let's say, like pediatrics or something like that, or OB, it will give you more questions in pediatrics or OB. Like if you're struggling in that area, it'll give you more questions just to see what you know. So like if you, a general rule of thumb, and this isn't the case, but like the test can either give you 70 questions or like 120 questions. Some people, they're done at 70 questions, and the test, the learning test goes, okay, you know everything, you're done. 70 questions, boom, you're good. I had 85 questions, and it stopped. And you don't know how you did on the test until 24 hours after you take the test. At least that's what it was for me. So I didn't know for 24 hours, and then I checked it 24 hours later, and it said, congratulations. It was awesome. It was awesome, but yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, Zach. I know some people in fire that are kind of struggling, and they didn't take this course at the school that I did. And it seemed a lot more lackadaisical what they did compared to what we did, but yeah. Diagnostic question. Yeah, I had a lot of cardiac and a lot of just basically vital signs. And it was like vital signs, what's wrong with the person? I had a lot of those too. Just diagnostic, but yeah. Anyway. Cheers, man. Congrats on the ERMT and REMT. Reflex. Appreciate that. Reflex says, have you watched Unorthodox? Great show on Netflix. No, I don't think I've heard of this. Unorthodox. A woman flees an arranged marriage in Brooklyn to start a new life abroad. Then her past catches up to her. No, I've never heard of this. Interesting. Based on, yeah. Okay. This looks like something that me and my wife would get into. Oh, it's only 4 episodes? I love it. I love it. More shows need to be short like that. I love it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we'll check this out for sure. No, we Rob Lowe's in it? Is that real or is that a misprint? Starring Rob Lowe? That can't be right. Is that right? He's not even listed in the IMDb. Rob Lowe, IMDb. Weird. Just so you know, I'm not going crazy, Reflex. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes link. If you scroll down... Oh, wrong one. Here. Click on this one. If you click on that one and scroll down, it says starring Rob Lowe. Anyway. Yeah, we'll check that out for sure. I'm trying to think of the things that we most recently watched. Oh, so I'm rewatching The Mandalorian right now. And the main reason is because my wife never watched it. And it's not because she didn't want to watch it, it's because I was an idiot and I needed to make a video. I'm never doing that again. So I would wake up at 4 in the morning and watch an episode and make a video. And then, like, you know, she wouldn't watch it because, you know, we wanted to watch something together that neither of us had seen. But now we're going through it. She wants to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it again. So we're watching it. We're halfway through season 1. We're watching that right now. We're going to breeze through it. I mean, they're short episodes and it's an easy watch. And then we might actually be watching Mad Men. That's a show that she's seen and I never saw. I never saw it because it was airing like when I was in the Navy and on deployment and stuff. So like I never got around to watching the first few seasons, and I never watched any after it. So like, it just that passed me by. So we might be watching that too. We watched the first episode. I really liked it, but yeah, man. Ted Lasso also. Ted Lasso is great. We finished that a month ago or so. The Mayor of Easttown was good. We watched that recently. That was a little, I mean, like, got a little exhausting. I don't want to spoil anything, but like every episode was like somebody new, somebody different. I don't know. Anyway. Cheers, Reflex. We'll add it to the list, man. Check it out. 4 episodes. That's digestible. That's nice. Pretty sure that was my first ever super chat, and I've been watching since. Change vid. I get the nice, Reflex. Nice. Well, I appreciate the recommendation, man. And yeah, maybe we'll watch. Maybe this will be our next watch. I want more short shows. Easy peasy. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much, man. Oscar says, what I recommend when losing weight is to not do steaks. When you strive for perfection, you'll get depressed when you slip up. Do it at your own pace. I lost 60 pounds that way, albeit at a slow pace. Oh, absolutely. Everybody has to do it at their own pace. Absolutely. And what works for me might not work for others. But you know, I think one of the biggest things is, and I was guilty of this too, like I've been running big time for a year and a half now. I went from like 225 down to 190. I'm 35 and I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life, honestly. Like the thing is, the first few months, you know, I'm running, I'm busting my ass. I'm waking up at 5 in the morning and I'm running 4 miles. But, you know, the scale didn't tell me that. The scale didn't tap me on the back and say, good boy, good boy. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating because you don't see the results right away. And if you have that, like, personality that needs to see results right away, I mean, you're going to get frustrated. But then, you know, you start to see it falling off and shredding off, you know. But, yeah. I'm 6'2". Let's see. But, yeah, you're right, Oscar, for sure. Absolutely. Little steps at a time. But it is, I mean, I do, it's all about discipline. It's all about discipline. It's easy to slip up, and it's easy to kick yourself in the ass when you slip up and just, you know, say fuck it and just keep slipping up. But once you get back on the track, you can start back from where you stopped, you know. Anyway. Cheers, Oscar. Boba Bricks, Caleb Kemp, and Steve. Appreciate it, guys. Final super chats of the stream. Boba says, buy yourself a Stranger Things Season 1 DVD Blu-ray Target Edition box set on eBay with this. It has a retro VHS packaging with all these cool references. All right, I'm going to look this up. Let's see. Stranger Things Season 1 Blu-ray. Let's see. Target. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this at Target. That's cool, man. Yeah, I love the packaging of this. That's sharp. Yeah, Stranger Things is such a fun show, man. When's the next season coming out? Is there a next season? Stranger Things season is 4? Is that the one that's coming out? Is season 4 already out? The 4th season of American was announced by Netflix September. Okay. Is season 4 the one that's going to be coming out next? Okay. But there's no release date. Oh, nice. I see it. Okay. So I guess there's no release date. I appreciate that, Boba. I love that. God, that's the way that I do everything, Boba. I can't tell you the last time like I bought a movie or a book brand new. I always go on eBay and just buy books or movies or games for that matter. Like a physical copy of a game, like an Xbox game on eBay might be like $5. I'm like, fuck yeah. $5 for Resident Evil 7 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's awesome. I recommend that to everybody. Lord, there was a lot of Stranger Things Season 1 limited edition Target Blu-ray DVD faux VHS box set listings on eBay for super cheap. That's crazy. Huh. But speaking of Stranger Things, and maybe you've played this, but the Stranger Things game, I think it's still on Game Pass. I could be wrong. There is a Stranger Things Season 3 video game. It's a lot of fun, man. It's the last game that I beat. It's a top-down, it's like a mixture of Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Zelda. It's a really fun game. I would recommend playing it, man. Stranger Things Season 3 game. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Oh, it's on Steam, but I played it on the Xbox. So, it's only $5 on Steam. And dude, I think it's well worth it. I had so much fun playing it. Yeah, it's a fun game, man. I really enjoyed myself in that. Anyway, Boba, I appreciate that, man. And Caleb, Steve, and Oscar, thank you guys for the final super chats of the stream. Caleb says, finally remembered to sub to the podcast. Do you still take Patreon questions before? Also, I got Load and Garage. Nice. Incorporated from Metallica today. It's a good day. Nice, man. That's an exciting day for sure. So, I was posting on Patreon asking everybody for questions and stuff like that. It got a little too, how do I put this? Like, I didn't want to just keep posting, post your questions on Patreon. I don't know how I'm going to do it in the future. Maybe I should continue to do that, but like, I think I'm 1 or 2 streams behind on uploading them to the podcast. But yeah, how about this? I'll post on Patreon. I'll post on Patreon to ask some questions for the next time I upload on the podcast, and I'll do that before I upload it for sure. But yeah, man, the podcast is kind of a fun little thing to kind of have as an option, you know. It doesn't get as many listeners or whatnot as YouTube, like these live streams and stuff like that, but it's cool to give people the option to listen to these live streams in podcast form, you know. So if you guys want to listen to a few past live streams, or some interviews for that matter that I've done, and I will be adding more in the future, just search HelloGreedo in whatever podcast app you use, and it should be there. But anyway, man, enjoy the music, Caleb. I appreciate that. And yeah, before I post another podcast, I will be posting up on Patreon asking for questions 100%. But anyway, cheers, man. And Stephen Smith, Thank you so much for the channel support as well. Steven says you should check out Physical on Apple TV. That has Rose Burr? What's it? Rose starts with a B. Same goes for All Mankind and Mythic Quest. Yeah, Physical has what's her? It's Rose something, right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. There we go. And what's the other one? For All Mankind and Mythic Quest. I kind of wanted to watch For All Mankind. It seems like a pretty fun show. I think the premise is if the Soviet Union landed on the moon first, and they kind of quote unquote won the space race, and they kind of continued to pioneer, right? I think that's the case. I think that's the premise of it. Yeah, it looked pretty good. It looked interesting. I wanted to watch that and The Right Stuff, the show version of The Right Stuff, because The Right Stuff movie is one of my all-time favorite movies, but I wanted to see how the show was compared to the movie, you know. But yeah, maybe we'll watch For All Mankind. We did watch one episode of Mythic Quest. I liked it. Honestly, I've completely forgot about it until just now, because we only did the Apple TV trial just to watch Ted Lasso, and then we just watched one episode of Mythic Quest, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then we just canceled Apple TV and never touched it again. Which I'm sure a lot of you guys have done with various streaming platforms, right? But yeah, Mythic Quest was pretty fun. I barely remember. They were launching a new game. I barely remember the first episode, but I wouldn't mind continuing to watch that. Yeah. It gets better as the show goes. Okay. Mythic Quest gets way better as time goes on. All right. I believe it. I believe that. Yeah, I'm sure it takes a little bit to find its footing. Is it only one season right now, or is it two? I'm playing the Legendary Edition right now too, Castra. I've never played any of them other than the first one for like maybe 4 hours in my entire life. And Mass Effect Andromeda. I played a little bit of that, but that's it. But currently, I am playing through the first Mass Effect Legendary Edition right now and really enjoying it. Anyway, hey, Steve, I appreciate that, man. Maybe we'll jump back into Mythic Quest. I know Ted Lasso is... What a coincidence. My buddy just texted me and said, watching The Right Stuff for the first time in years. Nice. But yeah, I know, I think Ted Lasso is coming back on in July, I think. So we'll be kicking back into Apple TV, and maybe we'll watch some Mythic Quest then. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Oscar Rodriguez coming in with a final super chat channel support of the stream. Oscar says, will Indy 5 keep sci-fi theme or return to form? I really don't know, man. I don't know where I haven't really looked into it, but I've seen like some Nazi airplane stuff from the set, right? There's been like set pictures that have come out, right? So we're going back to fighting. Now, unless that was a flashback, didn't Harrison Ford have like golly, I don't know, actually. I really don't know. So where are they going to take place? When is it going to take place? Does anybody know? Has there been any hint? I mean, Harrison Ford is almost 80, so they have to allot for the time. Like Crystal Skull dealt with the Soviets, right? That was cool. I thought that was a good continuation. I don't know where they're going to take it. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. I don't mind the sci-fi theme. There was some religious theme stuff in Raiders, and you could even say Temple. and Crusade, and I did not mind the Crystal Skull sci-fi direction. I thought it was a fun way to take the franchise. Didn't really care for the movie, but that premise didn't bother me that much. I thought it was kind of fun. So I have no idea where they're gonna take this one. Sci-fi. I almost like... The more I think about it, the more I kind of like Indiana Jones dealing in, like, terrestrial stuff. Like, artifacts of man, you know? To me, that kind of goes hand in hand a little more with Indiana Jones. And maybe that's just because that's what I grew up with, right? But, yeah, I don't know. Ancient astronaut theory. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know where I want them to take it. I don't even want to speculate. I kind of like the idea of just being surprised now, you know? I don't even know where they could take it. I'm excited for it, though. I'm pretty damn excited for it. Don't know where... I like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I talked about it a few streams ago, but like if you guys haven't watched Fleabag, it's one of... I think season 2 of Fleabag is like some of the best TV I've ever seen. So watch Fleabag. It's great, man. It's great. Oh, Atlantis. Yeah, that'd be fun. There you go. Yeah, there's an endless supply of things like that to do, right? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Oscar. All right, guys, I got a jet. 30 minutes turned into 52. But, all right, guys, thanks for the support. Good to hang out with you this afternoon. I'm probably going to do another stream later this week. We'll see. And maybe it's going to be in the afternoon, or the evening, rather. And maybe it'll be some video games. Who knows? Who knows? All right, guys. This is a nice song to end this thing, too. All right. I'm going to go make some coffee. And then maybe do the bike. We'll see. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya.